You already know how to draw. Like you've done it before, you understand the basics. You're not starting from zero, but every time you sit down now, it feels kind of strange. Your hand feels stiff, your lines don't go where you expect them to, and suddenly you're thinking, did I forget how to draw? You're not a complete beginner, but also not one of those people who draw every single day. You are in that awkward space in between where you know enough to be frustrated, but not enough to feel confident anymore. And that space is way more common than people admit. Most drawing advice online assumes you have energy before you even start. But if you work full-time, most days your energy is already spent somewhere else. So drawing becomes this thing that you want to do, but also something that feels heavy. Not because you don't love it, but because it asks something from you when you're already tired. And when you don't draw for a while, it's not just the habit that disappears. It's the feeling of familiarity. Over time, I stopped thinking about drawing progress as levels or phases, because that already sounds exhausting. Instead, I started noticing that people, especially busy people, move through different states. You don't climb them, you don't complete them. You drift in and out of them depending on your time, energy, and stress. And once you saw that, drawing started to feel kinder. The rusty state is where most people are when they come back to drawing. You open your sketchbook and you expect something, because in your head you remember how drawing used to feel, but your hand doesn't match that memory yet. Lines wobble, proportions feel off, nothing looks the way you imagined it would. And that gap between memory and reality is what hurts. A lot of people stop here, not because they are bad, but because this state feels like proof that they've lost something. Oh, they haven't. They're just rusty. After a while, something small changes. Not in the drawings, but in your hand. You start feeling the pencil again, the pressure, the movement. You're not trying to draw well. You're just trying to remember how it feels to move your hand across the page. This is where simple lines matter, not because they're impressive, but because they reconnect your body to the act of drawing. This state is quiet and very easy to underestimate. Why does this still look wrong? This is the state people don't talk about. Your hand feels better, you're drawing more confidently, but the drawings themselves still don't look right. And this is confusing, because you feel like you should be improving by now. What's actually happening is that your eye is waking up. You start to see mistakes more clearly, which feels awful, but it's actually a sign that your awareness is returning. Most people quit right here. Not because they're failing, but because they think this discomfort means they should already be better. And when it comes to noticing forms, depths, values, this is where drawing becomes slower again, but in a good way. You stop rushing to outlines. You pause more. You notice shapes instead of symbols, light instead of just lines. You're not suddenly good, but you're more present. This state doesn't feel productive. It feels thoughtful. And for busy people, that can feel unfamiliar, because we've used to measuring progress in speed, not attention. But this is where drawings quietly start making more sense. Eventually, you look for support. references, other drawings, photos. Not because you're incapable, but because you don't want to invent everything from scratch when you're tired. This is where copying becomes healing instead of shameful. You're letting someone else make the hard decisions so you can focus on practice, not pressure. Confidence comes back here because drawing finally feels safe again. And then comes the maintenance mode. This is the state most busy people actually need. Not constant growth or daily challenges, but just maintenance. Drawing enough that it doesn't feel foreign. Enough that your hand remembers and your eye stays awake. Some weeks that's all you can do, and that's not failure, that's sustainability. If drawing has felt heavy lately, maybe the problem is not motivation. Maybe you've just been judging yourself for being in the wrong state. You're not behind, you're not broken. You're just somewhere in the process, and that's allowed. If you find that video useful, I will appreciate if you like or subscribe to my channel for more art-related videos in the future. Thank you very much for spending the time with me, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye!